Hello everybody, welcome to the most pop mainstream channel on YouTube. So, your medical physics channel. Okay, I am Juan Calderon and today I would like to start a video series about quality assurance in radiotherapy. This is the first video of the series, so if you don't understand something, probably you are going to see more details in the following videos. So subscribe to the channel to remain in contact. The idea is to become experts together. Please leave comments and I'm going to give more details and illustrations in the next videos. So let's start with quality assurance philosophy. What do we mean by quality? A product or service is normally intended as of good quality if it meets the needs and expectations of the customer. In radiotherapy, we can say that it is of good quality if it meets the needs of the patient and the expectation or requirements of the oncologist. Quality assurance in radiotherapy. Quality assurance is all those planned and systematic actions necessary to provide adequate confidence that the product or service will satisfy the given requirements for quality. In other words, the processes that ensure that results meet the established or designed objectives. As such, quality assurance is wide-ranging, covering procedures, activities, action, and staff. Procedures includes protocols, rules, clear objectives, and minimal requirements. Activities include routine activities and exceptional activities. Actions include levels, action levels, and action required. And staff includes staff categorization, staff levels of responsibility. The management of a quality assurance program is also called a quality system management. The aim of this quality system management is to try to organize all aspects of operation. So, to design the way a service is delivered to minimize the chances that output will be substandard. Focus of quality assurance is on the service design or development stage. So, we design and redesign the product or service. Not only evaluate the final result, we developed a better system continuously, not only measuring the agreement with the standards. It tries to make the whole process reliable. In other words, you analyze all the process in its respective steps and try to identify possible mistakes or opportunities of improvement of the output and minimization of the cost. Quality control in radiotherapy. Quality control is an inspection. It's a regulatory process through which the actual or current quality performance is measured, compared with existing standards, and the actions necessary to keep or regain conformance with the standards. Quality control is a part of quality system management. It's based on inspection and takes defects out. So, it's some kind of evaluation of the output. Quality control in radiotherapy. Quality assurance is based on processes and builds quality in without having to inspect, adjust, or correct all the time. Quality control is concerned with operational techniques and activities, usually to check that quality requirements are met, to adjust and correct performance if the requirements are found not to have been met. Quality standards in systems. Quality standards is a set of accepted criteria against which the quality of the activity in question can be assessed. Quality system is a system required to implement a quality assurance program consisting of the organizational structure, responsibilities, procedures, processes, and resources. Quality standard is a key phrase inside of quality assurance philosophy. If the process is well controlled, then quality will be embedded or built in. If the process is reliable, there is less need to inspect or evaluate. So, inspect delivery output. This is possible when all the staff is involved in the quality assurance system. Now, I'm going to give you an example of an evaluation at the end of the treatment. After 25 sessions of radiotherapy, the radio-oncologist called the patient to ask her how she felt during her uterine cervix radiotherapy treatment. And it turns out that she tells him that she was suffocating with a mask and has begun to feel a problem in her eyes. Obviously, the doctor stood stiff, so surprised in a negative way, feeling big guilt and pity for the woman. If you know a little bit of radiotherapy, you know that radiotherapy is characterized by being a localized treatment. So we're not going to irradiate the head for a uterus cancer. In the example, the mistake was identified so late, and the consequences are irreversible. If you think that I invented this story, you are wrong. I heard this story in a public hospital, where obviously there was not a medical physics department. The story is inspired in a very real event, and is a good example of the necessity of a built-in or embedded quality system health process. We are not producing tomato sauce. We cannot permit 1% of wrong outputs, because one wrong output could mean a patient who arrived to your clinic for help and you kill him instantly. Now, let's talk about the publications available. This publication serves as recommendations. They are not legislation, but they can be a baseline or technical advice for legislation. Some of these publications are made by institutions and another are made by individual scientists or science teams, as you can see in the list. The members of the radiotherapy team are usually taken in 5 groups: radiation oncologists, medical physicists, radiotherapy technologists, dosimetrists, engineering technologists. The first 3 are normally fixed. The other 2 are very variable and depends a lot of the size of the institution. Comprehensive quality assurance program. This is an approach made in order to understand better the quality management system. It says that the outcome can be considered to be of good quality when the handling of the quality system organizes well the 5 aspects. These aspects are policy and organization, equipment, knowledge and expertise, process control, and quality assurance control. There is a narrow control of the process steps, and there is a broad control of the whole quality assurance program. This scheme tries to synthesize the main ideas of a comprehensive quality assurance program. 3 source elements are included that together constitute the process: organizations and policies, knowledge and expertise, and equipment. Above this process is the quality assurance system. The process must have a follow-up, that is, a process control. The quality assurance system must also have a follow-up, that is, a quality assurance control. Policy and organization. A comprehensive quality system is a management system that should be supported by the management department in order to work effectively. Must have a clear definition of its scope and of all the quality standards to be met, must be regularly reviewed and improved. To this end, a quality assurance committee is required, which also represents all the different disciplines within radiation oncology. Must be consistent in the standards for different areas of the program. This scheme shows an example of the elements of the policy and organization aspect. We can see that policy are at the top of importance, being essential for designing good procedures and supporting documents. Organization is impossible without the elements described before. A comprehensive quality system is a management system that requires availability of adequate test equipment, detectors, phantoms, installations, and facilities. Knowledge and expertise. For me, this is the most important aspect. So, people with knowledge and expertise can develop good enough policies and organization elements. They can even decide what kind of equipment acquire and what kind of human talent does the department needs. A comprehensive quality system is a management system that requires that each staff member must have qualifications. This includes education, training, and experience appropriate to his or her role and responsibility. Requires that each staff member must have access to continuing education and development. After having commented about policy organization, equipment, and knowledge, and expertise, we have to comment about the whole process control and about the QA system control. Process control. A comprehensive quality system is a management system that must be consistent in the standards for different areas of the program, must incorporate compliance with all the requirements of national legislation, accreditation, etc. Requires the development of a formal written quality assurance program that details the quality assurance policies and procedures, quality control tests, frequencies, tolerances, action criteria, required records, and personnel. Very related with process control, and most important to us as a medical physicists. So let's talk about the measurements for quality assurance. First, we have dosimetric and non-dosimetric measurements. Non-dosimetric measurements, so geometrical, mechanical, electrical, thermodynamic, and communications. And dosimetric measurements, so those that have to do with radiation, where we as medical physicists have more fun. They are basically absolute and relative dosimetry measurements. Absolute dosimetry yields information directly on absorbed dose in grays. This absolute dosimetry measurements is also referred to as calibration. Relative dosimetry is performed without conversion coefficients or correction factors, since it's only the comparison of two dosimeters reading, one of them being in reference condition. So in this image, you can see one of the most important measurements in the water tank. And you can remember that absolute dosimetry yields information directly on absorbed dose in gray. This means a calibrated dosimeter is needed. Now, you can see in this image, the most important instrument is an ionization chamber. And for absolute dosimetry, this ionization chamber has to be calibrated with a calibration certificate. So the output gives you exactly the dose in grays. Related with relative dosimetry, is performed without conversion coefficients or correction factors, since it is only the comparison of two dosimeter readings, one of them being in reference condition. Typical examples are PDD curves and beam profiles. For relative dosimetry, you don't need a calibrated instrument. You only need one of the measurements related with the reference conditions. That is enough. But I have not finished to explain this. I was only explaining some of the measurements parts of the process control. Now we have to talk about how the quality assurance system has to evaluate itself in a comprehensive quality assurance program. I have to talk about quality assurance control. In a comprehensive quality system, this includes responsibility for quality assurance and the quality system. So this means quality management representatives are needed. With the document control, so guidelines, manuals, handbooks, and others. Procedures to ensure that quality system is followed, written, executed, and supervised. Ensuring that the status of all parts of the service is clear. This is control and communication system. Reporting all non-conforming parts and taking corrective action. Recording all quality activities. Establishing regular review and audits of both the implementation of the quality system and its effectiveness. The formal written quality assurance program is also referred to as the quality manual. Remember this. And now, in order to finish, we're going to see quality assurance philosophies. And we're going to start this with a quote of Peter Drucker. He says, "Culture eats strategy for breakfast." So far, everything nice. I have told you how to take care of quality control and quality assurance as if service were a thing, a system, and we were monitoring and improving the system from the outside, as if were the strategies and the work team were the team soldiers. Now we are going to see how to review and improve the system from the inside. Note that it is the attitudes and motivation of the people on the team that ultimately move, influence, develop, or stagnate all the machinery. Now we are going to decentralize responsibility in the culture of the organization. Let's see that this is easy to say, but it's difficult to do. Why? Because culture is a strategy for breakfast. We have to understand that there's no good strategy without considering the influence of the own team culture. Now, I want to discuss one specific approach taken into account when quality assurance is studied. It's named total quality management. A management philosophy committed to focus on continuous improvements of product and service with the involvement of the entire workforce. The culture of the institution is organized to constantly trying to find a way of improving how the things are done. Total quality management is essentially an attitude, how the department understands the need for quality and seeks to achieve it. Everyone in workforce is concerned with quality at every stage of the workload. Quality is ensured by workers and not by inspectors. The advantage of total quality management put patients at the heart of the workload is motivational, since workers feel more involved and are making decisions, eliminates costs of inspection. The disadvantages are that requires a strong leadership, often missing in the institution, substantial investment in training and support, but return on investment not immediate, may become bureaucratic, and disruption and costs may outweigh benefits. So, first of investing in this approach, you have to develop leadership. But now we're going to see KaiZen philosophy, arriving to the last topic of the speech. KaiZen is the Japanese word of good change and describes the continuous improvement of all institution functions at all levels of the hierarchy. KaiZen is a competitive strategy in which all employees work together to create a strong culture of constant improvement. The core philosophy behind KaiZen is simple. You can always make or do things better, even if they seem to work well in a particular moment. Furthermore, all problems should be seen as opportunities to improve things. In KaiZen, it doesn't matter whether the change happens at once or is a constant, whether the change is big or small, as long as it is change for the better. So let's make KaiZen an important part of your department culture, employees' mindset, and work agenda. But we have to say that the origins of KaiZen were in lean manufacturing and Toyota Way set of principles. So It doesn't, it's not like a millenary knowledge, or probably it comes from that. But we know that from Toyota. Today, KaiZen is utilized worldwide as an important competitive strategy pillar in many successful companies. Ultimately, if you do not improve and grow as an individual and an organization as a whole, you will eventually fall behind. To finish, I would like to show this very simple image which demonstrates the general philosophy behind total quality management, KaiZen, behind the whole today's speech. I hope at least you remember this from this video. See the workplace, identify problems, implement solution, start again. I cannot speak Japanese, but I suppose this means KaiZen, so good change. I wish you a good change in your life and in your hospital. If you put up with me up to this point, I want to say that thanks for your attention. I want to apologize for my poor English pronunciation. As you can suppose, I'm not a native English speaker. For that reason, I needed a lot of text in my slides in order to remember the exact words I have to say. Look on the bright side. Excess text can make up for my mispronunciation and make you understand. Please share, like, and leave comments, at least to know that you are alive. In fact, if you put in the comments, I am alive, I will mention your name in the next video. Thanks.